No food today, not until later in the evening, after training. Today I'm fasting. I've been doing this for a while now, and at this point I'm ready to answer one big question. Can fasting and training actually help you build muscle? Or is it actually holding you back? Because the truth is, it can do both. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to use fasting and training, depending on your fitness goals, in a way that you can take the maximum benefits without losing any progress. Fasting has been around for thousands of years. It's actually part of our biological design. Back then, people used to live through cycles of feasting and fasting. This was because food was extremely scarce. Where today, food is everywhere. If you know how to touch your phone the right way, food will just come knocking at your door. The body is designed to store energy. The problem is we rarely tap into it nowadays. So what do we do instead? Well, fitness, weight training, running, swimming, boxing, dancing, anything to get in shape and look good. Sexy. It's supposed to have hair to do that. That's a hair guy type of move. Fasting is now becoming more popular again in fitness. And on its own, it has a lot of benefits. From lower insulin levels, switching from carbs to fats, more stable energy, mental clarity, appetite control, even increased growth hormone. I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like I should never eat again. As long as I'm okay to drink coffee. Oh man, that's so good. But what happens when you combine fasting and training together? Can that help you improve your results? The answer to that is yes, but only if you use it correctly. Essentially, there are three main goals when it comes to fitness. Either it's fat loss, recomposition, or muscle gain. And all of them follow this one core rule. You do not want to lose muscle. You just don't. You're not allowed. It can't happen. Your body will do everything possible to help avoid that happening. But you gotta play your part. The body will always choose fuel in this order: glucose, glycogen, fats, and if things get really, really messy, proteins from your muscle. That's the big no-no. Now, let's start with fat loss. Your goal here is to lose fat whilst making sure you're not sacrificing any muscle. The thing here is you look for a training that matches that. And the best candidate for that is light to moderate cardio. It can be walking, or it can be light running, nothing explosive, no sprinting. Or one of my favorites is, I call it low intensity boxing, right? So just on the bag, nice and easy. The problem with that, at least for me, is that sometimes I get a little bit too excited and I start blasting on the bag. That is something that you want to avoid, or anything similar to that, anything explosive, because now your body will start looking for sugar again, right? That is the preferred type of fuel, especially for explosive type of stuff. It will look for that. Being in a fasted state, your levels are already very low. So what will that trigger? Well, what will that lead to is a very poor performance. And I will tell you why you need that later on. You have to keep it nice and easy. So this covers the fat loss. Now let's see what we need to do to protect the muscle, right? You need to tell your body, hey, we need this muscle. So how do you do that? You train heavy, you keep intensity high, and you stay a few reps away from failure. Ideally, you want to train close to the end of your fasting and break the fast right after your training. This is where fasting gives you an absolute advantage, because your body now, it's in a maximum state of receptiveness. I'm not even sure if that's a word. The point is, your body will take everything that you throw at it. This is why a high protein meal is absolutely non-negotiable. You need a lot of proteins. That is your number one concern. And some glycogen, some glucose, some carbs to basically restore a little bit of that glycogen that your muscles require. So here's how this would look structurally. Fasting, this window should be in between 12 to 16 hours. In the morning, optional light cardio. Resistance training just before eating, and you break that fast with proteins and some carbs. Now, let's say you want both. You want to lose fat and you want to increase muscle. Now, fasting, just like before, it helps with the fat burning. One thing that I didn't mention before, it also helps with focus, with discipline, and with overall structure. The reason which for I say this, and I think is relevant, is because going through fat loss, heavy training, dieting, or fasting on its own, it's not easy. It's quite hard, especially if it's the first time you're doing it. It will feel quite difficult at the beginning, which is absolutely fine, because this is what will build discipline in you if it's something that you're actually missing. So you should definitely not miss on that. Now let's address the most important part here, which is a massive change in compared to before, which is the training. Resistance training now becomes absolute priority. The goal here is not to just maintain, we want to increase performance. For that reason now, we're increasing weight, we're increasing volume, and we're applying progressive overload. We still want to stay slightly away from failure, especially within compound heavy exercises. On the other hand, it's absolutely fine to go close to failure or actual failure on isolation work. Now, there's a key difference here, which is timing. Unlike fat loss, the fasting window here should be slightly shorter, somewhere in between 12 to 14 hours. Very important, you break your fast before training. You have some high quality proteins plus some carbs, and then 1 to 2 hours later you train, because performance now is priority. So the structure for this one will look something like this. Your fasting window should be in between 12 to 14 hours. Light cardio, as before, it's optional. You break the fast with proteins plus some carbs, you train after, and your post-workout should include, once again, proteins and some controlled carbs. Now let's talk about the last one, which is pure muscle growth, right? Hypertrophy. The most efficient way to build hypertrophy is by calorie surplus. This is where fasting becomes a little bit tricky, because obviously it limits how much you can eat. Now, it is actually not the most efficient way to build muscle. But here's the thing. If you're not actually chasing a deadline, if you're not actually rushing, maybe you have a competition or anything like that, it's actually not a problem, because my own philosophy, my personal philosophy is slowly but surely. So if you're looking to build a fortress, I don't think you should be rushing into it anyway, because even in this case, fasting can actually help you to gain hypertrophy as well. It's just going to be slightly slower. So here's the best way to use fasting in support of hypertrophy. Your fasting window should be basically down to minimum, in between 10 to 12 hours. Training is obviously inside the feeding window, and you want to have that probably after 2 meals. This is because you want resources for this one. It's not even worth repeating, but it just goes down there to complete the structure. High protein like always, and carbs here are all the way through every meal, because once again, you need that performance. You need it both for the performance and you need it both for the recovery. So the key takeaway from all of this is that fasting on its own, it's not a solution. It can't just magically build you muscle or get you lean or anything like that. But if you use it correctly, if you match it the right way, it becomes a very powerful tool. It obviously gives you an advantage, plus all the health benefits which are associated with it. Calories still matter, training still matters, and structure still matters. Fasting is just going to support that. Sorry, that was just a glitch in the matrix. Now, personally, I've been using fasting for quite a while now, and I like to explore and enjoy all the benefits that come with it. So I'll be using it for performance, I'll be using it for discipline, and sometimes I will use it to reset. So what I will do on a regular basis is I will use fasting to kind of like offset and balance my cheat day, my sugar craving, which is quite big, especially chocolate. Oh. If you want to see how I do that, there's a link right in the description. So I'm about to break my fast, and as you can see from my face, I'm very excited about it. I'm currently going for recomposition training, which is basically, just trying to lose a little bit of this and gain a little bit of this. Oh, come on. Oh yeah, there you go. Bicep will always have your back, to prove a point. Thank you, bicep. So, just gonna be having a light protein meal, probably a protein bar. Most definitely a protein bar. Grenade, these are the best. They're not paying me, they have no idea I'm talking about it. So, salted caramel is the best flavor. They didn't have it because everyone loves it, so I just took fudged up. Gonna have this, then I'm gonna hit the gym. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, that really helps me, and I'll see you in the next one. Finally, I can eat. Ooh, look at you. Gorgeous. Don't worry, it will be over soon, I promise you. You have to talk with your prey.
Let's go.